Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am Alex, and today we are going to be finishing off Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Turnabout Succession. Now, last week we started the case, and sadly our client Vera Mission is dealing with poisoning. And now we're actually going to play again the trial that began 7 years ago, where Phoenix lost his badge. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Well, it seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Why, yes, over a game of cards. That was how we first met, 7 years ago. Seven years earlier, Phoenix Wright's final trial. It's the old courtroom design. Oh, okay. It's been a long time since I felt like such a rookie. Gotta try and relax. Good morning, Mr. Enigma. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand. I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Actually, it wasn't. Trust me.
Oh, morning, Daddy.
I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? They picking on you?
I am fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. That's young man in you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Thanks! My first show today, after all.
Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about?
Oh boy!
Huh? Me? Look what he started.
Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to an old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important.
Was this a memo for you or some such? Not from the looks of it. What is this? It looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? We'll get through it, somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor says a new guy are here. Oh, an easy win then, yes? They're calling him a true thoroughbred of the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. The switching of attorneys just before the trial. I know that it's a difficult situation to be in. But allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes? They will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So, do your best and do not worry. First time a defendant ever has given me a pep speech. I'll do what I can. I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes. Isn't that right, Trucy?
Yep, you bet, Daddy.
My first look at the case was only yesterday, and the information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. Still, I'll do what I can for their sake. I believe the curtains will be lifting anytime soon. I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. The client is Shady Enigma, known in the world as Zach Grammarly, a wildly popular magician started Troop Grammarly. His mentor, Magnifique Grammarly, was a rare breed of a magician. He single-handedly ushered the golden age of stage magic until he was shot dead. Zach Grammarly is the suspect. Whoa. Court is now in session for the trial of Shady Enigma. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Is the prosecution ready?
I was just thinking, is this what all the fuss is about? Bit of a buzzkill, really.
Buzzkill? Is this some kind of new kind of crime?
What are the worst? This is a thrill, y'all. Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? The Gavin concert got 10 times the thrill this gig got.
Who are you again?
Clavier Gavin. I came to get the party started, legally, y'all.
Gavin? Defense Attorney Christoph Gavins.
I figured my bro's more famous in this part of town. Clavier Gavin, lead singer of the mega hit band The Gavins. You're out of your league, rock boy. I know what you're thinking, you're out of your league, rock boy. True, my debut single 13 Years Hard Times for Love went platform overnight. But that's just a hobby of mine compared to this, y'all.
Talkative, are you? You like your affected Airwalk handset, by the way.
I'm just getting warmed up, if you're turning right.
Perhaps you will be so kind to fill in on the case.
Tone, baby, time to call on the opening act. What was his name again? Oh, yes, Detective Gumshoe. Hit it.
It's Gumshoe! Oh my gosh. He's here, even if it's a cameo.
And you are?
Hey, you were the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down in the precinct.
Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see.
Hey, you!
Huh? Me? Today's the day, pal. Today I win and you lose. I got confidence in my testimony tonight. Say! What? You normally lack confidence in your testimony? Here, detective, this is my stage. Can the actings. Huh? All this hey youing and such. I could care less about your history together.
Ugh. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, if you would, please tell us about the case in hand. It happened 6 days back in the room at the General Hospital. The facts are as simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient, asleep in the hospital bed. The killer comes in, puts a pistol onto his forehead, and BAM! Lights out. That's the facts. Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifique Gregory, was the famous man. He had an entire country under his magical spell as a sport.
Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifique in one of my generation, and you'll be lucky to get a blade stare.
Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say True Gregory has made quite a name for themselves. Anyhow, the retired Magnifique has been in hospital for the last year. What was it? A male ignorant tutor or something? Doing something to his liver, I think? Yeah. Malignant tumor, perhaps?
In other words, he had liver cancer. He had only 3 months left to live, in fact.
The facts do seem simple enough, but something's not right.
The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? I wouldn't have put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. Why make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die?
Incidentally, the victim had a serious case of diabetes.
Diabetes? In fact, he was about to shoot up with insultant when he was shot with the pistol. The syringe was found at the crime scene. Chronic diabetes and cancer. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the end of his life. That is so sad. Dealing with liver cancer and diabetes at the same time? That's rough.
I believe the question before us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have had?
Very well. Detective, perhaps you could enlighten us as for the circumstances of the shooting?
Yes, sir.
Kinda sad, because this is the only time we see Gumshoe and he's never seen again.
Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the crime scene, no doubt about it, and the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting?
Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question.
Very unusual indeed. Although, could such a thing a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder?
I believe the answer to that question can be found on the end of the letter.
Ah, you cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Detective Gumshoe, can you explain this to the court? Unfortunately, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Why have him come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil is in the details, Tiny. Well, was there any reason? As it turns out, there was. Every night for a half hour, starting at 11, the victim, Magnific Gremlin, was given an IV. An IV? There it is in the picture off on the side of the bed. At 11, the doctor would come in to set up the IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back for an empty bag. This happened every night without fail. So that was the only time they could meet without a chance of an untimely interruption? During his IV? Very well. Shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination if you would. What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? Could I at least mention it to me? Well, they even brought back the original theme. How can you be so sure? Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cracking. You failed to grasp the concept of questioning, detective. First, we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead, loud and clear. I can see that, but I still wouldn't do it. Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal. You failed to grasp the concept of shooting people as bad, detective. We also found the defendant's pistol at the scene. Traces of gunpowder residue shows that it has been fired recently. Well, Mr. Wright? As far as I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecutor's claim. Photo. Maybe there's something in there that I can use. So they're saying that the defendant shot the victim in the forehead? I think there's a hole in the prosecutor's argument. Clearly, Mr. Nickmore. Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me. Yes? What does the letter tell us? That the defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes. Bingo, pal. That's why the defendant popped him on the forehead. Oh, the defense disagrees. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make.
Objection!
What? And you can't prove that with this photo? I can prove he had a choice, yes. The defendant might have fired, but he was ordered? But he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright. If he didn't shoot the victim's forehead, what did the defendant shoot?
Take that!
The clown doll? Take a closer look. See? It's been shot in the forehead too. Oh, there's a hole in its forehead. Yes, and the hole in the prosecutor's claim.
Objection!
Ha! And I suppose you have a reason why I should shoot the clown doll? He didn't just shoot the doll, he shot the doll's forehead. His forehead? Ah! Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead. Which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. The defense has raised an intriguing possibility. The hole in the clown's forehead. It definitely looks like it's been shot. Bailiff, send someone to investigate this matter.
Objection!
I admit, I am impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean that he didn't shoot the victim.
Objection!
Perhaps he did have to shoot the forehead as ordered, but the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he had to follow his orders without taking a life. The bullet hole in the clown's doll forehead does demand an explanation. It might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavin is right. That it alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim. So sorry, Hiroi. How sad is it to see the mighty fall? How sad it is to see a novice fall for confidence. He doesn't realize just how big his little hole is going to get. Detective Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony. So what if you shoot the clown? You should have shot the victim, pal. You mean this pistol? One in the crime scene photo? That's the one. It's a funny looking gun, so there's no mistaking it.
We prepared a bullet taken from the victim's skull with the bullet fired from his gun. The rifling marks and the bullets were a perfect match. So, you verified the murder weapon, in other words.
You bet we did.
Why are you so certain? What pile of sand on your head's been stuck on there all this time, pal? You ever heard of Zack and Val's quick draw shoot 'em? Huh? What's that? One of the defendant's specialties. Zack and Val stand on either side of the girl, and they shoot, but the bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This was one of the pistols they used in the show. Got a great design, huh? The kids love it. Many boys and girls join the police because of that pistol, I hear. You know, that would explain a lot about the police force. Troop Grandma stopped doing that act a while ago. But men held on to that pistol ever since.
Court would like to see this pistol in question.
You got it, sir. Here she is.
Wow, this truly is a blast from the past.
It's a stage pistol for magic show, see? They can fire real bullets.
It looks so much bigger than real life than on TV.
Yeah, but it can only hold one round. By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty, and it shows traces that haven't been fired recently.
So were any fingerprints found in the gun?
Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. You might say that a lack of fingerprints is, in fact, a fingerprint of his own.
Oh, intriguing point, well made.
Whoa, not well made, not intriguing.
In any case, the court's accepted this as evidence. My grandchild will get a kick out of seeing this. But now it's time to return to our testimony.
Objection!
The trickiest case often seems the simplest. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed a bullet hole in the crown's forehead. If you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion. Understand?
Yeah, but like I just said, pal, after he shot the clown in the forehead, he went and
Objection!
did nothing of the sort to the victim. The pistol proves he could not.
The murder weapon? How?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. The pistol only holds one bullet at a time.
Ah.
If he had shot the clown in the forehead, he could have shot the victim too.
Yarr!
Objection!
That's not a contradiction, not even close. I do like the fact they brought back the original objection too. All you have to do is reload the pistol after the first shot.
Objection!
Oh, where did he get the extra bullet? They're not so easy to come by, you know. If you claim the defendant had one ready, then prove it to us how he got it.
Ugh.
I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. No, this part is just getting started, and I haven't proved anything yet beyond my good looks and startling record sales. And utter lack of humility.
What's this?
It seems that the prosecutor has another witness prepared. Like I said here, the detective was just a one-off act. Ugh. Now that the audience has gotten his taste of what's to come, they're ready. Ready for what? For my decisive witness, of course. The witness who, you will find, can prove one thing for us. That it was that Grammy who shot the victim in the forehead.
Very well. We will pause for the 15-minute recess.
This might be my lucky break. I need that 15 minutes to talk to my client, Zach.
Court is adjourned.
And now, yep. This is the only time we see Gumshoe, and now we don't see him ever again. How sad. Well, let's move on.
Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less.
We only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually.
I did not think you would believe me if I told you.
Better that you discover the truth for yourself.
Well, thinking of you, you know.
I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened?
Oh, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You scared Trucy.
Speaking of which, where is she?
You have seen the problem yourself, the letter.
The one shot in the forehead. One, right?
Yes, and the reason he speaks of, I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death.
Why not?
This is something I will not say for now, at least. What's this for now business? I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our grace. We? You wanted to know about the nightly incident? Finally, this guy that sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I have no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. I found there upon the bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner Valet. Oh, for the Zack and Valet's quick draw thing? My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took a pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there's a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So, there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I brought upon pain upon Chusi. Was Najafi coercing his disciples somehow? So what was going on in True Grammary? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I think you will examine the bullet in the clown's head. You will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What was those called? Rifling marks? Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes open. What? Magnifi Grammary? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyways. And there we have our last discussion as mentor-pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zack Grammary, he seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe he's just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Right, let's get back in there. Court is now back in section. During that recess, the bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news. And the rifling marks? It wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Though they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, isn't it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, don't worry about my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he's intimately acquainted with the players of our little production. Bring the other half of True Grammary's favorite duo, Zack and Valet. Valet Grammary. So we get to meet the great man that defeats other disciples. Perhaps we start by asking your name and occupation. Valet Grammary. Magician. You're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner killed. Faith, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks? Wait, the shooting took place in the hospital after 11 o'clock that night. And you were a witness? Does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduct this logically, the conclusion is yes. Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Wait, that's the same letter Zack Grammary received. Yes, or perhaps I should say ta-da! Order, order, order! And what does it say? Surely that's not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. Why, it's practically the same. The court accepts this into evidence. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your True Grammary up to? By which you mean... I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who will ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, head judge. But from these letters, I think he was coercing and not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing, we shared much of our life.
When people are so close, there's a strain and warping the relations, you must say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case in hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant Zach Grammer stand accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating, though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as a suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found in the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything.
Yes, and now it's time to get this party fired up.
That night, I visited the hospital room at the time McAfee requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet, a deal with the dead is still a deal. That sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctors and the police. You were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone will clear my name and suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions to this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant Zach Grammer is guilty. And if it wasn't Zach Grammer, then the killer was you, Valet. And no disappearing out will get you out of that. There were 2 bullet holes in the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying that the one you struck the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zach has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I better dig around here a bit more and see what it turned out. Mr. Valet, may I ask you something else concerning the crime scene, namely... How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what precisely? 2 bullets were used in the Zach and Valet's quick draw shoot 'em, correct? 1 for each of you. You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zach tell me back in the lobby? Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at an appointed time and found there were upon his bedside table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of Burlington after all. So you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did. Alakazam, Alakazami, Alakaboom. Is the number of pistols really important? The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add the details of your testimony. What can I do but obey? According to the defendant Zach Grammer, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols at the table. True. One of the pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left them in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume the defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valet has told us? You see, there's something in his testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you, I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tells a very different story. Mr. Valet, recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. We compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull with the bullet fired from his gun. The rifling marks from the bullet were a perfect match. Mr. Valet, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. Order! 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 Well, this is all rather sudden. What have I done? Prosecutor Gavin? I owe the court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of the unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifle marks only proved the type of gun they fired from. But that's not what you told us before. You said you verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing for you now, quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for the mistake made at my youth?
That was just this morning.
I am still young, and I might add, it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had only admitted he took one pistol from the scene of the crime, he would not be having this pleasant discussion now.
Is that the Gremory? Yes, Your Honor. You were present at the court as a decisive witness, and you proved it to be more derivative than decisive.
Objection!
You see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of these facts. The proof comes next.
Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin?
When Mr. Valet entered the hospital, the victim had already been shot. As next testimony will prove here right, the real fight's about to begin.
Bring it.
Very well.
The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what.
I arrived at the hospital at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation and called the doctor.
The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. And the one who was in the room was telling me my partner, not me. Those times are rather close, I have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established in a matter of minutes. So use 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi.
It's easy to explain with the situation, can a judge. For example, take our debut hit single 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same.
Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long? What a ripoff.
Magic is the word of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires a medical focus.
And the time of death determines that the doctor is an incontestable truth. Very well. The prosecutor warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. We can expect the cross-examination will require the same level of precision.
I will hope the defense refrains from the customary broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands.
Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in the penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on. Right.
I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say that I have some doubts about this. How can the doctor be so precise with the time? We do usually get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I heard the verified time of death.
Magic reveals its own, making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite.
What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction. I see another person has done their art to make the homework.
The point here is the ivory the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph in the scene. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim met with the Grammy schedule. Every night at 11, met with to the IV chip for 30 minutes.
I can see the IV bag right there, yes?
Now, look at the little closer. Follow the tube down the back and the end.
Ah, the needle's been removed.
Doubtlessly, it fell out when he was shot.
It would seem to be the case.
When the needle comes out, the IV no longer chips. Ah, you could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions with purpose like an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. For the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV has stopped 10 minutes after administration began.
And so it was, and I, Ballet, entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since the horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright? Is this important?
Well, seeing as the biggest clue we have the time of death,
I say it's very important. Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. We hold the power of architecture. Very well. The witness will add the detail to his testimony.
Sometimes the most magical thing of all
is the truth.
Did you know the IV yourself by any chance?
I
first I'd enter the room and censor gunpowder and sail with me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then as left under thy spy, I rose, dripping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded ivy needle. Knocked to the vein by the very force of the shot, luckily for me. If the ivy had not been there, why, you might be suspect. And doubly so. I must say, it's thanks to my lucky color.
Your lucky color?
Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self, for always without fail brings me luck. Why then, Zack and Valid won the first Magician's Grand Prix. Yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians. I was adorned by this entire them too, and a trophy, a boss. Oh, what a day it was.
This is one trip down memory lane no one needs.
A lucky color, yes indeed, and that I do too.
I say I think twice on specifically for me valid. That seems to be the case indeed. And Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony? Valid sure looks happy with itself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? For sure, it smells like your lucky color brought you plenty of luck. But not this time. Mr. Valet, your lucky color betrayed you. I'm afraid you lost me. Your Honor? The witness testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well based. Don't worry, I got all your bases right here. Very well. Let's hear your defense claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valor has told us? The crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene? All this talk of color has me veering from black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Kid Wright, where is contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in the photo contradicts the witness testimony? Valid Grammary, let's get one thing straight from your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kinda takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright? Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. What's this? Confusion, doubt. Tell us what your LED eyes spy. Even my LED eyes can see the problem here, Mr. Valet. Look at the IV bag. Ugh. What is this? What full magic? It would be hard to call this IV liquid yellow, and I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. Alakano! Order! Order! What does it mean?
Objection!
This is some kind of mistake.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valid Grammary, as you remind us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the ivy is clearly not.
Well,
this contradiction can mean only one thing.
Objection!
And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix, right?
something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness testimony just contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that shall be pleased with hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance. The IV liquid does appear to sort of greenish yellow. But I assure you that the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? As far as I could tell, this photo is green. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like a... I want to say light blue. Precisely. Figured it out yet? Pull the yellow liquid in the blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. The explanation does have a ring of truth to it. As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you just proven something rather grave, for you that is. Grave? The liquid of the IV is yellow, yes. But how did the witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Ah. Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. But let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow?
Like, no, my God! Order! 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 Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knows the color. The witness clearly knows the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something. But what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness Valid Grammary has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because from the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he's seen it before. And not inside the blue bag we see in this photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear colorless bag. Well, I suppose he would have too, but I'm still not clear what it means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you find your meaning, Your Honor.
Objection!
I'm afraid we got nothing, so what if you knew the IV liquid color? You'd be getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny topper fans, y'all.
Objection!
The IV liquid is only evidence proving the time of death. 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. You clear, Prosecutor Gavin? I remember well. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but the IV bag uses liquid. I'm right, right?
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through the hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of liquid has increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in.
Objection!
Let me get this straight here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow.
No, wait, I said wait!
How am I an amateur such as myself and decided to perform such a task?
Objection!
I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup.
Objection!
I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat?
You have a point, amateur. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into the bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look of the witness's face. He added liquid to the IV to throw off the time of death. I'm tired of this fairy tale lacking evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, and it's on that list to bring us back down to earth.
Valid Grammar, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in the life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. A witness is clearly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and that prop was
the victim's syringe.
it's a perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use.
Objection!
What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
Objection!
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had a syringe to administer his stolen shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valid Grammary, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes a perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will.
I do believe, well, with this being the first, that the burden of this trial have been too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there's doubt of the amount of IV liquid in that bag,
A time of death cannot be proven. And that brings Sir Charles our close for today. Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little misleading investigation work. Let's see if there are no objections. Court is... Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds more than the true sort of affection. But word to the wise. Underestimate the young and you'll sweep your feet out from under you. In the way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You say the witnesses uses a syringe to manipulate the level of IV liquid? But there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Huh? He's admitting it? Nor was the witness able to decide his revolt. This side admit, after all, why did in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof here, Judge? I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim McAfee's family's diary. Diary? After going to the hospital, McAfee began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story covers birth, his starting debut, and the meeting of his disciples. Isn't he intended the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death? Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote to his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? This does appear to be written just before his death. Court accepts this into evidence. Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here, and it may go on, but not too long. That depends on his hand. Of course, but his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Gremlin. That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all. But look what he said before that. This journal may end here, and it may go on. It may go on. Matt never Gremlin intended to write again. That is, if Zach Gremlin didn't pull the trigger. I see the defendants understand the need of this. The victim's diary did not go on. It ends. Because McAfee's life was brought to the end by the defendant, Zach Gremlin. Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, are you sure that McAfee Gremlin wrote this? There is no mistaking his handwriting. Well, it does seem to be significant. According to this, McAfee did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did, the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Gremlin. Well, how do you like me now, Headright? Still too green for your taste, He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he overlooked such an obvious problem with his previous evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness testimony we heard was lacking, but put together with his evidence, it seems quite significant for the case. If the diary is accepted like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. I left with no choice but to show my evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns his diary? It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well. Please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Mr. Henry, what do you think of showing us this diary that I showed in the court? Now that we come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves that Victor continued writing his diary. Alright, I'll be happy to. Decisive evidence proving that diary didn't read his page is... First, take a close look at this diary. Note that the page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I haven't noticed that at all. That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. I don't believe it! Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor had a knife shot McAfee Gremlin. That's the defense's position. Wait, let me see that! What in Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page of Magnifi's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Gramery left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valid Gramery! No. No! The handwriting, too, matches that of the other pages. This is without a doubt the genuine article. Order, order, order! But wait, that's impossible! Gentleman could have written that.
Objection!
Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting all the evidence? Herr Judge?
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Matter of request, we put the current cross-examination on hold. The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I asked only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Well, Your Honor, judging by his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear his new testimony sooner or later anyways. So it might as well be sooner.
Then, though this is highly irregular, we will put this current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring this surprise witness to the courtroom.
I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around.
Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details in his testimony may have been some legal gratification, shall we say. I thought it's best to continue information to the truth.
Very well. And you are the witness, I gather?
Oh. Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record.
And my name's Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter? And you are somehow related to this case?
No, well, no per se. I have one simple question for the witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah, I know it well.
How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I made it.
You... what? You made it?
Yes, you might call it one of my works.
The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramery.
Illegal evidence?
I insinuated the investigation and found this witness. A painter of the world at large, Drew Misham has another strategy, I say. He's skilled at making perfect reproductions of certain strings. Forgeries, in other words.
Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is
a fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Objection!
Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence!
Objection!
The attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume, but what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix Wright.
Witness, Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client?
That, I don't know. What? Most of my clients prepare to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the intent of my contract with them.
Objection!
But there's no proof this is a fake.
It's a fake.
Huh? To To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark in my works. I can say, without a doubt, this is mine.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence in this court. My court.
It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Oh boy! Here! What's this? I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. It was all a trap. A fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
do you have an explanation for yourself?
If I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I have undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office had received a hot tip, everything would have come the way you wanted to, y'all. I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to thank you for embarrassing yourself.
I see no need to discuss on this matter. Special witness dismissed.
Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright. I have seen and studied many people, but none like you I remember. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright.
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must. Oh, Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Zack?
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
It is impossible.
I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how could you plan on announcing your verdict when the defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I am talking about this!
Mr. Ningmore! The defendant's escaped! Find him! Quick!
Mayor! Close all exits to the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape!
That day, in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Ningmore, aka Jack Grammer, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably, vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day.
This is a Grammy miracle. Ha 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 ha.
No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zack Grammy vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, but not until 7 years later. Whew, and that's the end of the 7-year-old trial. Let's continue. Trial 7 years ago was the beginning of all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work, their magic was on the present. But you'll still find all this out for yourself. Which is Matt Diffie Grammarly's disciples pulled. Which of Matt Diffie disciples pulled the trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zach Grammarly go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Yep. The past left us these 4 keys to unlock the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. When all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Even though it is a game. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use L and R to jump between the past and present. So let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. Nice fourth wall break. Yep, this is something new in this game, which doesn't appear again. This is the Mason system. Firstly, we will begin with Wright & Co. From 7 years ago. The nightmare trial was over. And a new nightmare to figure out what has happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away. But I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I have plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Associate Reviews Board's decision, it's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. 7 years ago, Wright & Co. offices.
Oh, morning, Daddy.
Oh, I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you?
I am fine as always. This old boy here is to help me after all. That's the young man in you.
Good morning. That's a cute outfit you bought.
Thanks, we just chills today after all.
2 weeks have passed since then. I called her to my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. You need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while? Just until your daddy comes home? It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you.
Huh? Really?
So if I stay here, does it mean you'll be my family?
Huh? I guess so? Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
Actually, why not just call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything.
Okay, say Daddy.
That was quick. Yes?
If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? I was thinking I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy.
Ah.
Oh, and this office? It's a little blah. Well, color goes a long way, you know.
Ah.
Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I worked twice as hard. I'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. But don't let it appear to deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy.
Ah, thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? My mentor's favorite plant, Charlie. I guess Morning Charlie is the only real job now. Wait, I have a child now. I can't feed Trucy like this. Probably needs more than an occasional watering too, I guess.
So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride?
My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, it's pretty accurate.
Oh, here's the idea. Let's make a new office. Law just sounds so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know anything. I just don't know much anything other than law. Not even much about the law if you were to ask some people.
Maybe the problem with calling it an office. It could run an agency instead.
You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but it doesn't require talent.
You got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
A professional?
Yep.
After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Grammary. Directly descended. He's your father.
Oh,
I'm directly descended from the famous Edict Strike too. Being an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zach Grammary?
Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy.
Which daddy was that again?
Daddy's so amazing.
The biggest star at Troop Grammary. And they're big. The Grammarys. They're on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zack and Ballad Grammary together, you know?
Must they make a giant waterfall right here on the stage? And a giant trout swim up the giant waterfall. Let me guess, there's a giant fisherman waiting for them on top.
I wish I could have seen more Daddy's magic.
I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what happened to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Truth's mother.
Not my magic and a great daddy even if he was unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay.
I wonder if she'll talk about her mother.
So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say.
Baby frogs grow up to be frogs? They say that?
Oh, I thought it was funny though.
What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles?
Maybe I thought it would be easier to understand the way the kids. How stupid.
Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy?
That's right. Well, want to see a trick?
You're going to do a magic trick? Actually, I would like to see a trick. The future of the agency depends on it after all.
That's the spirit. Ready? Here it goes. Ta-da!
Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Yarr! Whoa, that was startling.
The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great?
Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat, I guess he certainly makes an impression.
Doesn't he? I'm glad you like him, Daddy. But my routines do get a bit heady at times. Get it? Heady?
My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat just nearly gave me a heart attack. Could you tell me about your mommy, if that's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel off the stage.
The stage? You mean with your daddy?
Yep. She was always there with Zack and Valid smelling. But then she went away.
Went away?
It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
Maybe so.
I cried then a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this, here.
This is your mother? She's beautiful.
Her name's Charlasa Grammary.
Poor girl. You know her mommy had gone missing. Now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes.
Hey, Daddy, you won't...
Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise.
Right, you can even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy's always said to have a backup plan.
I guess all I read is a backup plan. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay, after all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The right talent agency opens tomorrow.
What? But we aren't representing anyone?
Me and you, that makes two, Daddy.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent.
Well, I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Well, when you put it that way.
You mean you don't have a trick? Any tricks? No one will stand by this one not do. Boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket.
Okay, I'll think of something.
This Spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
Welcome to the team, Daddy-o.
The team, right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Bright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost these first few days. Looking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Alright, Bright and Call offices is done, and now we will head to Defendant Lobby number 2. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have a remember that day. Though I deeply regret having declared a verdict in this way. This trial is over. Ah, Your Honor? Yes, Your Zach? There's one thing I wish to make clear. Today in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this! Mr. Nigmar! The defendant escaped! Find him! Quick! Bailiff! Close all the entrances to the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputee limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Down on the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! What's the big idea in my ears? No unauthorized personnel are allowed in here. But that wouldn't mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Yoink! I just say it like it's sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On the case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working in the case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Court bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. I asked to meet with the bailiff in this courtroom and let the magician escape. Let me try to make this absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something telling me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So, you were in charge of the security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here! Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. Last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days and fired me. It takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start square one, a lonely bailiff. But your uniform? I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here! A star rises among the court bailiffs full of hope, then tragedy strikes! Is there anything you could tell me about it? About Zach Grammary's disappearance? Oh, the humidity! That's enough of that. Why, yes, I said it's around 2 p.m. when I heard the commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might have missed. The door slams open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face! So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff with a little standing, I gave chase. I chased the silk hat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. Aha, there's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. My friend and call my own. Okay, and which way does Zach Grammy run into busting the courtroom door? He went up like this and ran around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw the magic man run through the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it was like right here. Like it was lobby number 2, sir. You ran into his room? I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it.
Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't any smoke. He was just gone.
That's impossible.
Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it caused me indescribable pain. I'm dying over here.
Okay, I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby?
I searched.
Why the pause?
There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir.
Why do you feel so loud and still hiding something? So Zach was in his room when he vanished?
Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. I heard Silk Cat the flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room.
Silk Cat, Cape. That's Zach, right?
But, sir, look at this room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there's nothing I can do but nothing, sir.
What about now? Have any ideas?
Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
You have quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Uh-oh. Cyclops! I should have known. The Nakatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks in people's hearts. If I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me the secrets. The Nakatama starts it all, and the Nakatama ends it. Let's do it. Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out.
Hey! What's with the atmosphere here all of a sudden?
You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Grammy vanished in his room. How do you do it?
How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say that sir!
Why are you so nervous when you aren't hiding something?
Well, sir, you see, at the time I was here and... Listen, it was impossible! Who could such a little girl possibly do anyways?
What did you just say?
Sir, did I just say something, sir?
No, you screamed it through your megaphone of yours. There was someone else in this room, wasn't there?
Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in the state of not talking.
It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Jack Copper's was. I know who wasn't here in the room that day.
Sir! I never seen that girl until just the other day.
Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it.
Sir! Sir, that day, she was here in this room, sir. But she wasn't!
You mean you chased her in his room, not him?
Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was not how to mistake a girl with a 7-foot tall magician.
7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, isn't he? You have a point. It's kind of hard to imagine that anyone could mistake a little girl for Zach Gremlin. But you saw something, and therefore lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? Also, the detail you like to see is there's no attorney's badge because you gotta take it away.
What's that?
My girl's favorite trick, amusing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her shows down in the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar?
So? It wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir?
Come again?
That night on stage, I saw a vision. Except, it wasn't a vision. It was the Hat. Amazing Mr. Hat, he really exists! I remember it clearly. The other details are a bit vague. Zach Cremery exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him to the courtroom, sir. Zach Cremery! Don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your head! Forward your head! Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, currently chasing the suspect, sir. Zach Cremery, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zach Cremery! His magic is the best!
I'm his biggest fan. See, that's why you're wearing the costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room. But no one's been here except me. But he has to be here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug.
So, Trucy was his accomplice.
Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into the bar and see him.
Mr. Hat.
I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had been a long dream.
A dream that lasted a week?
But it wasn't a magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat.
Though it may seem complex, what really happened today was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat.
Ah, that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs into the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit. At the very moment, Trucy ran into lobby number 2. Then, all she had to do was tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat.
Sir, I only lost sight of him for a briefest moment. Then I saw that cape, so I grabbed his red cape fluttering like a cape. Astonishing, sir! All that days of posing corpses and making crazy and chasing corpses is wasted! As if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die, like scatters remains of messily eaten chocolate parfait.
That's sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you suffer on account on this case.
It's an honor, sir! I apologize to people many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me!
Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now.
Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill willings whatever to my harbor.
Okay.
I let the defendant escape, that's the stone cold truth. There's another step on my way from singing the blues or wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Gumshoe!
Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want...
It's an honor, sir! Sir, I can't count the number of things I've taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir.
I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Emery that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery has been revealed, but as the magician ran out of sight, it would be 7 years before I met him again. Alright, defend lobby number 2 is done, and we unlocked a Boarship Board Club for the present day. Oh, I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back in the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. Afraid your culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if I get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from the night of the keys. I see the true competition. I have heard this Warship Bar Club is the place for this. No, I see the rumor's true. Hello, CJ. And this is a friend of yours?
Ah, don't mind me, I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman.
Ah, he will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano, well, sort of. It's actually just a friend of my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started, I don't remember. But I'm good, real good. I didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Boarship Board Club to if you want a real game. This guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory, they come to watch me play cards. Is this CD Poker Club? No, it's a restaurant. You don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy start of income for a club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. A hideout, yes? But before we go. Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith.
Oh, and I'm Bruchelle, Spark Bruchelle, nose reporter.
Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still don't know who I am? Have we met? Ah! Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this! Mr. Nigmar!
The defendant escaped! Find him! Quick!
Bailiff, close all access to the building. On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! You can't be... But you're... Zach Gramarye? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only the audience of one. You. Zach Gramarye? This must be a bad dream. In this sense, this guy ruined my life. You there.
Da?
We will place you. Ready the room.
Da. I will be preparing the hideout for you.
Are you really him? The Zach Gramarye? No, I am Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, there will be 7. I caused you so much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude. But you have it. This is why I've come. That and to settle the matter of cards. By which you mean poker? Those eyes. He's serious. I despise losing about no bells. And so I have decided that I will win tonight no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition. All else is secondary. Perhaps we should take the time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me. And you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Oh, yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I played for a long time, and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. You chose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hard on fire. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy? She's in a class of her own. For 7 years I played poker here in the Boarship Bar Club, and never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I went because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me the signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts is breaking their reactions is a staple of performance magic. But those are Trucy's line process, far greater skill. Her line? Recall, if you were the second man who I'm lost. Met Nephew Gramarye. This was the first time I learned of his power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something? Blood? I am sorry, but it's not something told lightly to outsiders. It is nothing you need to know at this time. Some kind of Gramarye secret, then fine. Well, we don't have evidence. We don't have many evidence to tackle that yet, so that will have to wait till later on. She's 15 this year? She's still trying her best to follow your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this. This? A transfer of rights. You see the signature? A transfer? It's Magnificent Grandfather's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all my rights to the secret staging and performance to my magic to the recipient named below. And the recipient's name is you, Zach Gramery. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a closer look at this diary. Note that the page has been ripped out. As so it happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Wait, let me see that. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from that book. Matt Neve gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prevent my escape from this courtroom. The greatest of Magnificent Gramery's illusions are true arts. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only the bear may before his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As a right heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I risked all to come here tonight. Bruchelle.
Say! Ah, here you go.
What's this?
A letter.
A letter pressed into the rights I have inherited you choosing. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides.
I may not look at it, but I'm a certified notary.
You are...
By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also, by day, I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off my glasses, I can't see very well.
Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come here tonight. Ah, I finally figured it out. Now I know why you come here hiding only today. It's been 7 years, he said. Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone were to vanish off the face of the earth 7 years ago, they will lose all rights to the living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all the possessions. Exactly, which is why I'm here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. Take care, CJ. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trissy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes, I received a performance rights from Magnificent Gramery. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnificent died, 3% of his possessions were his repertoire remained. Myself, Zach Gramery, and Valet Gramery. Not Trissy. I see. So you do need this document. I have known Bruchelle since before I vanished. He is the man I trust. Now, only 3 have known my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trussy's background, and found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trussy's mother is a mystery. This person in the photo is Trussy's mother? How did you come by this? Trussy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots?
I know.
Whoa, you're still here?
According to my in-depth research, Trussy's mother read Magnificent Gramery's only daughter, end quote.
What? Magnificent's daughter? Is it true, Mr. Zach? Bruchelle, you say too much.
Well, what am I? Why am I a bad guy? Why?
Zach, that Kim. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Cholasa Gramery. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather some more evidence, clearly. Well, our prelude may have been longer than my main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final what?
As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to McAfee. I do not care to lose to another. I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose unless one is ace up one's league. As a magician, it caused me no end of irritation. To think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling a wool over my eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lining up? That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my last performance. You are warned. This guy's beyond serious. So much for a fun event, even a card. Rochelle, you may leave.
Ah, but it was your last game, and what a scoop!
I punch it, I still is not enough.
Ugh, I just remembered a future prior engagement. Doodles, gentlemen! Oh, and nice meeting you, piano man.
Then let us begin. Dealer,
Da,
you will be our witness at our competition.
da, it is an honor for me.
Why haven't I seen her around before? Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I was into this restaurant. You did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe that was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much of the true competition. Remember this. Grammary power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Sushi's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of the man now in prison. The name Zach Grammary knew, but how and why? Yep. We'll go to Solitary Cell 13. Well, well. Isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down here to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this right your revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point a finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little type-to-type right. You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expect to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I bet you never expect to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Do you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Grammary. You know, the defendant. I don't remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty. But your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah, yes, the trial where Zach Grammary pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and endorsement for that trial, I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Reveal Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one mistakenly opinion, yours. It was my brother who was responsible for pulling you into that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you. I'm right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspect me then as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what to think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Grammy mentioned your name, Gavin. Oh, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face when I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remember your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here at any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No. Zach Gramery. Whoa! I've never seen Cyclops like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Yep, Black Cyclops. Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life should be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails. Yeah. Black Cyclops. You're thinking, what self-respecting man will use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First-rate of all things, except nothing lasts. That certainly does look like a first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek on other people's mail. You get mail here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I am allowed to pressure correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Alright, we're gonna come back to this later. Yep, we will now go to the past and head towards Drew's studio. I figured you would come here sooner or later. I checked, this is added on sooner, Drew mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, you made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Red, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. Ah, this is my daughter, Mira. Say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not sadly a profitable one. I never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother. Grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needing Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupations. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what is that I do. More than half of my paintings they bring here are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid, very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. Pat is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy.
Trying to forget what he made. Once I had to remind him. Your work. Don't try to pretend you're forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed a life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then, let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It wasn't like anything I have attempted before. I guess it would have been difficult for paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, I sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page, a reference. The second, a printed document I felt surmised was written by my client. To use the real writing and the reference to reproduce what a client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was the first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met him. Not personally, Ah, a Cyclops, of course. It seems that you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Mishram? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there was no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Mishram hiding? I can pretty much piece together what it is that you just said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Cyclops? Is this some kind of asylum security or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they showed up, did they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I want to know much I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Not personally. Those words triggered a Cyclops. I came with the Cyclops, and I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I hung up with this lock business, but I'm afraid you lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come here in the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got here. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't your Mr. Mission. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could have done it but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have any other people to choose from. The real forger at your studio is... The real forger is your daughter Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more on one pro that escapes is not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're really shaking in your boots. I got you now. The only two people who are accessing the studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho like myself. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera. She's only 12. A genius, you may call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. Herself in that way. Drafting tools and analyzing the devices I bought when it became necessary. None of the little girl's playthings now. Do I just take a bit of fatherly pride? So, Vera was the one who made this page? Did she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, in his studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So, they talked to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And that little girl's the key to our mystery client's true identity. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Well, I'll see if I will. Maybe I should slide over here and put it. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside of it? Stamp? Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. The stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. That's Zack and Valor. And the Grammys, isn't it? Both officers shared a commemorative stamp last year. When the Grammys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV until the end. I see. That stand's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Alright, let's talk to Vera now. Mr. Mission, I have a request. Oh my gosh. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter's never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely shy, actually. With only one exception. Which was... Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished. And she was laughing. My first time I see anything of the sorts. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. Uh-oh. This could be tough. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, and so this stamp. How can I keep her talking? Isn't True Grammar amazing? Huh. Hmm? Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Zack and Valet. I mean, they're so magical. Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Me too, I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic. Alright, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start. Hey, wait, I saw my father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammar Museum of Magic. The Grammar Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of the shows? Just once when I was little with father. Grammys on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all. Yeah. Maybe you could tell me stuff like this. You know about Zack and Valor, maybe? Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. I don't go outside much. I like the painting here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there's a lot of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then she's been... well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. You said she went to the Grammar Museum. With you, in fact. Oh, yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. This was the first and last thing she expected to desire to me.
The person gave me a good luck charm
A good luck charm?
when I absolutely need to go outside.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From the client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From a client, huh? This I have to hear. So your father told me you're good at painting all sorts of things?
I really like painting a lot. Father's always been really happy when I paint him this exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh yes, that was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do is paint the same thing I saw. This is totally different. Pen slips in the way the writer helps the pen, the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analysis on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd, her work was the very last nail in the Grammary coffin. I guess no one told her.
Best in the world!
Huh? Oh, you mean true Grammary? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know that you got it.
Oh, I guess I just took it, yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
The person? You mean the letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Grammys forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that letter stamp. I didn't want to send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they're trying to get on her good side. So you met the person who asked you to do the job? And you talked with them? This is about a good luck charm you received.
Can't talk about it.
Huh?
If I do, I won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp?
No, that's not why. You listen to me. It's my problem.
The problem? I keep you inside this whole time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But I absolutely didn't have to go out. All I had to do was use the good luck charm.
The good luck charm? That's your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? This is what they gave you, wasn't it?
Ah,
The same bottle over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power.
Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job.
Was it this client?
This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell.
So it was him.
I'm sorry. I can't talk about the client. I promise. If I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then.
I think they might be the devil.
Huh?
Or maybe an angel?
Well, what do you mean?
I saw it. Or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client looked like a devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So where do you see this devil, then?
So quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. I'm pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charm. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I am sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client Zach Gremery.
Did I do something bad? What makes you think that?
Your eyes. They're sad. Very sad.
I'll put it on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Think about my first encounter with the young forger. I witnessed something of a vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. Alright. Past Drew Studio is done. Now let's go to the detention center. What strange sight does my mind behind behold? Excuse me? Two men on either side of the single transparent plane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so it speaks. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within this plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took a life from my dear mentor. Yet, this change cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Grammar for once. Who pulled that trigger, Valet or his partner Zack? His partner vanished before his answer could be found. If I'm going to get my close to the truth, this is the place to start. I like the fact they brought back the original detention center theme. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory spotlights always leave someone sleepy in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance itself is a revelation. Revealing what? That grammar killed Magnifique. As good as a signed confession. That's certainly when public opinion takes on it. I grow tired of my cage. And the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits bated breath, there will be ballad and also. Yes? Now that my partner's disappeared, Magnifique repertoire is mine. Ballad Grammarly has a tradition to uphold. Is this true? Seen in the light of the trials, they've been quite good to me, verdict or no? And you have paid that kind of publicity. Suspicion on you hasn't been lifted entirely, Valet. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just obligated to follow Magnifique's instructions as your partner. Thought I was, but only Zack Grammarly followed them. Let us not speak anymore of who shot what. Now that my partner's been vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifique had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? A trick up his sleeve? Ha 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 ha! Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience will remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflective glow of the spotlight. I'm flying by the seat of my pants in this one. There must be a path leading to the evidence of the truth, and that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even while I'm not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could it be so powerful to coerce someone into committing murder? I guess it is a matter of life or death. Care to explain? The truth live in the world where showsmen said the flashier the better. The flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this plainest as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Why? That's one of ours. Specifically designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valet. Crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zack and Valet's quick draw, shoot him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was a shoot him canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my fallen fortune friend. But tell me, how can you prove this with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there was been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? Performance of match is not concerned with what ifs. It's a concern with precision. Precisely whom do I claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. I just hope he walks with me. A life was sacrificed, the show must go on. And that shows who it was. But that's Grammy's wife and Trucy's mother. Charlasa, I believe that's her name. Alaka! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck in one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, huh? Charlasa was the greatest risk of being shot. This clearly shows how much danger she was in. True Grammar's performances were very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely at latest craze, we were at the golden age. It's all here in the stamp. There's Charlasa, yes? Ugh. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know! Part of his memory is still locked up. There's one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, the truth is well upon himself. If our leader McAfee was inclined, he could hide anything he wished to ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him the accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. That's got a point. If one of the troop members died in the accident and McAfee covered it up, his innocence will come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close, there has to be something. About how Charlasa's could affect Zack and Dallas' relationship with McAfee. I see in your eyes, you have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Charlasa's accident tied in your hands so completely. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife has tied both of your hands. This information proves why McAfee held so much power over you. It wasn't a question of who shot Charlasa. Charlasa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zack Grammy's wife, Trucy's mother, and McAfee Grammy's only daughter. There's a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to McAfee's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! There's no proof. Not at all. But Charlasa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of your disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one on one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean True Grammar? The master, McAfee Grammar, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? And do not be tempted with falsely flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that's all it was. An accident. Zack and Valis tour de force. The gun space, the bullets fly straight forward a beautiful body on stage, and then crash being sour to everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragically. As for whose bullet stole Charlasa's life, we shall never know the answer. Charlasa disappeared in our lives, and Zack was benefactor of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifique, his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part of prayer of my darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifique Grammar try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it's a critical time for True Grammar. A passing of the torch from Magnifique to Zack and Valley. We all sacrificed that so that it might be a success. Charlasa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? At time we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose McAfee's wishes. Matt may be forced to perform his art for his benefit. I see, I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice of his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth from his own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang on that death as a guillotine upon their heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in True Grammar, that's for sure. Does True say no? She was not told, naturally. Who would have wanted to know their father might have taken her mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. Sorry to drench up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Matt the Slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffling quite persistently. A reporter? I probably told the newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking in his dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of the interview, he became quite close to my partner, Zach. I liked him not. I see. His name. I do not recall, but his scent is going aroma mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, it was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I have begun to notice the dark currents laying around True Grammar, and I begin to realize what I had to do. I have to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, never learned who he was at the time. Though I got a pretty good idea who it is now. Smile, the sickly sweet smell of scent, mint, last fostering thread that connecting Zach Grammar to his world. Sooner or later I'll have to track him down. Alright, we are done with 7 years ago. Yep, we unlocked True Studio Present and Sunshine Coliseum, which first we will go to True Studio.
Well, what do we have here?
Remember me?
Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney and boy, unquote.
Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughter.
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know. Yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down the case just a little quicker, end quote.
Were you on trial in this case the whole time?
Zach Grammar was a good friend.
Zach said something to you that I felt back to the Borsha Board Club.
What a character, what a man. If a little, no. A lot, no. Extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I can ask you a few questions?
Oh, you seriously mean? I'm using the interview, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not know the way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately.
Those trash are what happened to Drew Mission and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime and they pay the price. You know what really did them though? Don't you?
Yes, the forged diary page.
And I had interviewed him. I found out something that Mr. Mission hadn't known.
What's that?
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes has eyes, end quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been here on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on the back of his neck, freaks out, end quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. True Mission felt like he was being watched? And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerve?
Nerves? No, it was nothing like so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder what Zach Grammar got ripped out of after 7 years? Right after coming into the contact with me? He completely vanished from the courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacted me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
Starting to put the pieces together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time?
Maybe not just me, maybe you were too.
Me?
I met Zach through the case, actually.
You mean the shooting at McAfee Grammar?
No, before that. It's not widely known.
You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite a scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smell and fresh minter than they do now.
Valid Grammy didn't mention one particular nosy reporter.
In fact, I was so close to speaking terms with fact if he grabbed me at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Charlotta, was it?
Really?
And Charlotta disappeared quite suddenly at that. And Matt if he wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habits got the better of me. Journalist catches sense of skill goes on feeding pregnancy animals. I set up a one-on-one interview with Charlotta's husband, see?
Zach Gramry.
Something strange was in the air and over the true Grammy in these days.
A whole scrolling mentor-controlling disciple scene started going then, I'm guessing.
Charlotta, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you could tell me off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept praying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, huh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. His big arrival of the Matt Navy Group miracle. Of course it was a dream.
Because of this? The performance rights?
In the absence of official documents, it was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his right to both Zach and Valet?
So Valet waited until Zach died legally, in fact?
The time finally comes in Valet's life like a kid like Christmas morning.
He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know.
If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of damper in a big show. He's a sorry one, that Valet Gramry. Lost out of his partner at work and his love too.
Love?
It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter.
Well, what has 3 sides and all of them pointy?
A love triangle.
That is pretty classic.
When you're in a performance troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with the entire high school worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
In the middle of all this, Charlotta has Trucy. Then she dies. I need to find out more about this Charlotta. Mr. Burchell? Do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course! I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I never forget his wife.
Charlotta Gramry. Matt Niffy Gramry's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Oh, why the heck not? So, Charlotta married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I've heard of this one.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She got the better deal, really. She got you for family after all.
What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Charlotta had another job besides Trucy, in quotes.
What? He just casually revealed it. What? But Trucy said she was the only child!
Ah, yes, this one she had with her previous husband.
Her previous husband? The first husband who died during the performance?
Yep, they had this once a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one of them slipped through the cracks. No idea where they went now.
Charlotta had another child? You think I could borrow this photo?
Sure. I could be generous on occasion, you know.
I won't need to lock it anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget.
People at events all get tangled together and they get bigger and bigger. Don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about this bigger word to begin what you were saying.
Sometimes you gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle the whole thing.
Maybe so, but still. I'll have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who comes next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who would chase the curtains on this little play. Apparently that's not my role anymore.
Magnify. I was just wondering what Magnify would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Have you seen it, Trucy? He got his power.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It was the same with Magnify, but with his daughter, Charlotta.
It's a strange thing. You think he has some Gramry gene?
Magnify told me once back when Zach married Charlotta.
He said Zach had good eyes.
But not good like a Gramry's eyes. Not that good.
I wonder if Zach ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramry secret was?
Maybe nobody? Now that Zach's gone.
That Gramry. The plot has finally begun to reveal itself. A spider from a warp in the Gramry fabric includes swallowing everything.
wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. A power which passed from Magnific Gramarye to Trolasa and to the next generation. And we once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Alright. Now let's go back to the Shipboard Club. I have to know more about this power of Trucy. It's like she can see right through the people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blow, you took her to play cards with you? Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Trolasa Gramarye? I will not speak of that! Trolasa's officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. The three of you were once a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know about it. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Trolasa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valet Gramarye's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Trolasa? I'm sure Valet would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Damn you! Her eyes. I love Trolasa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was not a warmth within I that felt like an embrace. She is dead and Magnific Gramarye has joined her. So the only one who with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack? I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Trolasa's power. How will I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth, or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power. I know who. This boy? His name is... I forgot. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to the visit of friends' law offices. So, what do we make of this old great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy that could use his laugh. Perhaps he wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Trolasa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Trolasa was her second. How did you know this? The first husband. He died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a reformer. They met when he joined us Gramarye as a guest in our show. After Trolasa wed him, she left the truth for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They were the Gramarye family's heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in this picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mrs. Zack? I took this photograph of Trolasa before she left us. When she returned, she only wore one bracelet. I bet I know where that one other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. Oh my gosh. Strange power. I myself do not know where it comes from. Yet the fact that it's passed down the Gramarye line, it runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her. Trolasa once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension of others. Tension? She would have faced a person and they became tense even slightly. Then she would know, no matter how hard they try to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of all. She wouldn't realize that she was constantly detecting this tension. Without the use of a particular object, or in this case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore?
Yes, for bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of these, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power would a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother sister, yes. And the brother too has the power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what it come to that. Mr. Rice, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I will not see her live in life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how this got to be messed up. Those bracelets were made of the special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink in the size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What if I told you? The Grammy's power reaches the tension of others. When the Grammy sense tension, they too become tense. And tension translates to miracle occurrence of the muscles. So a minute they cannot sense it in their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With the bracelet on, one can set those contractions, because the bracelet is always the perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter in their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I need to understand how the process works here. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? That sounds simple enough. Have you ever thought of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I heard it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it will stop if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch and phase and the meaning of lies behind it. Therefore lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is, Grammys can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing. It is knowing. Their power relies on the eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus in any life defiance. But what if someone could tell you what to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You are talking about poker, yes? The timing is when you focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself would realize this. That is all I know of things grammar. Thank you, Mrs. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is a real thing, then he will use it before long. Therefore awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I said too much. Let's say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnifique Grammarly, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique Grammarly worked us to the bone, no, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing well with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I do not have mine dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would I have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valid a chance. If I shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valid were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause of regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry. I have done that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifique wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valid's. Perhaps, but it was not something we can ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valid up to these days? Waiting for you to die? If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights goes to him. Ah, and now here I am and this dream has ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame on the mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There are even rumors that Valid had helped you pull it off. Well, that's madness! Well,
It seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life would prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Jack Grammer was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler in a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession, to use I saw fit. Of course, he killed no one. This was his way of lying, trying to Lucius to his old partner, Valet. Alright. Now we go to Sunshine Coliseum. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valet. 7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I've nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions, but then I realized I need to hear from you. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnate's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Valet's skill is the real deal. I do not require any mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who shoved me on the way. Zach Gramery. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gramery murdered our mentor and fled and escaped punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it was twice from yesterday. Yet, it was not the way of it in the end. But while he vanished, the suspicion upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of the press said. I had no idea. Yet the very same press comes to me now, fighting interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand smiling at them all. Why am I not the player of some fiendish farce? When I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened. Man, if he's dead, but still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. I knew I was seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at my spotlight. Sounds like an awful lot of something I heard 7 years ago. And this is the final sidewalk of the stage. Ask what you will, you get nothing from me. I am much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I have been ignored. Now, finally, a curtain lifts in my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp. It's hard to do this, Valet, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valet, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. And what might that be? I see it bears a Gramery seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'll be planning your combat quite so fast. What is this? A document showing a true recipient to the performance rights to Magnate's miracles. What? Zach Gramery? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Trucy Enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone! Vanish into the void! This is a genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and Norter can testify to this. Why? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived as travel of the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnafe. Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left. And my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zach Gramery shot Magnafe. Is that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valet. All you need to weigh is proving your case. Who really kills Gramery and Magnafe? I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here.
Zach Grammy wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession! In which he admits to the killing of Matt Grammy. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade, dead petition to my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience believing in the deceptions I have wronged upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him. Alaka is OMG! And that's the final Cyclock. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies? Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Grammy killed no one. But you must be thinking this truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two receive instructions to kill, but one is innocent? Then the one that remains is guilty. That would be a logical conclusion, yes. So he managed to protect me, his partner? Ha 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 ha. A sterling tale, this true. Did you shoot Matney Graffery in his forehead? If I told you, what will you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there's nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnifi's repertoire. It is a little demon graft holding me. You knew it. So Valley Grammer did kill the great Magnifi. Heh. Ha 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 ha. So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? No, the disciples such as, I don't know, Knack and Tag Gremory, maybe? Your wild fantasies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Bella received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person who had fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you're figured it out by now? It wasn't Zack or Valley who shot McAfee. And it had to be the other person who had the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnific Grammary himself. So Magnific Grammary committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I haven't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned to make to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnific Grammary? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnific transferred his rights to repertoire to my partner Zack Grammary, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of the murder. What? You're crying? Is Valley Grammary confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There were no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. This was when I understood Magnific's plan. You wanted to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect he had anything to do with the rights of the repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess, I had intent to shoot Magnifi. And I planned to defend my partner for their crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room. Which was... IV fluid, of course. I've seen him on the earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would have done the deed. And then I would have used the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. A demon in my heart filled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I am sorry, Valet. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnific Grammary killing himself. Then the demon woke anew with me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of the suicide. I took the pistol in his hand, wiped off the prints, and I used the syringe that they had brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died, and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I anticipated. Well, what do you think?
Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but yes. I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valet. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I have lost everything could I make this decision. Do you want to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. As my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by the dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zach Gramley was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurred to me. What if he had not been the one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realized that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that day will come when I meet again my partner, Zach Gramley. Then, I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I am glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Zach Gramley, J.D. Smith, whatever you have heard, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only his silver. In the impenetrable darkness of our mind has taken another life. I know what I had to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Alright, this will be the last thing to do. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he will be finished? Well... Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here for a moment. My apologies to the guard. But there's something I need to see. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is... Drew Misham!
When I arrived to the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it left in the crime scene.
If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this adequate break finds anything. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was the stamp, alright, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. Gotcha. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin, I didn't know you were moonlighting larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Your mission hasn't received a verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There is no known survivor of radically poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right. Wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forget I had it. Many thanks. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We'll come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. We are the only ones who can. Alright. And now, this is the final part. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict.
A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Vera Mission innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial arranged. Are you ready to begin? Let's do it. Something inside me. Rising. Surfacing. Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. Let's do it. Court is now in session for the trial of your mission.
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant for your mission's condition?
Accusing poisoning, according to precision. She could die any time. Thus, her absence from this courtroom today. What? You can't put her on trial without her being here.
It is unusual.
You should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. Can't delay the trial any longer, or they're just having no one left to try. The purpose of the verdict can only cause pity. The records of this case and experience tell us this.
Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on.
Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen.
Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtains all these years. I'm going to give Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin.
The prosecutor's cases aren't changed by recent event.
Why did Vera Bishop succumb to poisoning? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she had done.
Objection!
But Vera was poisoned with adipocine, the exact same poison that took her father's life.
What better confession do you ask for? Being a killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, it is rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need to further discussion. You could have had her verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone the verdict.
What we need to worry about isn't the verdict but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Mission is the victim, not the killer.
If that is so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How did your proposed killer poison her?
Oh, and incidentally, it would have been nice if you told us who their mystic killer was.
The prosecutor's objection is sustained. I suggest that the defense have proved its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Mission was poisoned.
I got two things to prove here. Who did it and how?
Which to hit first?
How did the killer poison Vera Mission? I will focus first on the method used.
Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin?
Not a bottle or container of the poison was found in the defendant's body.
I see. And the vector of the poison is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Mission?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Mission?
Take that!
What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand.
Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah, something the matter? No, nothing at all.
So the killer put poison in his bottle and made her drink it?
Prosecutor Gavin has told us it's a nail polish.
Nail polish?
It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails?
Ah, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time.
Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember how Vera was testifying into the court?
Court is now back in session.
Vera seems pretty tense. Practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera becomes nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails.
Her nails?
Oh! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecutor had Vera examined, did they check her nails?
Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice.
Yes?
Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish?
Yes.
That bottle belongs to Vera Mission.
Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this?
No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You receive a weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. But let's ask, who poisoned Vera Mission via her nail polish?
Take that!
What's this? Christoph Gavin?
Objection!
What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could have done a thing like that. You should know it better than anyone else.
Indeed. He's behind bars.
I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible for him to do what he did.
What?
Ask yourselves, when did he put the poison in that bottle? It could have been yesterday, it could have been a month ago, maybe it was a year ago, or perhaps it was 7 years ago.
But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable.
Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there's a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness.
Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurks behind the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself.
Okay, the defense's wish is granted.
Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand.
Bailiff, begin proceeding to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Ah, Your Honor, it's nice to see. How nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what I owe the pleasure of your company. It's not every day that I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never.
I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
Oh, Mr. Justice. I heard you've been doing quite well for yourself.
But I feel like somehow you stole my boss. Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it. Does this bottle look familiar?
Otter can do nail polish? Well, yes, I use it myself. As they might like to defend it, I hear.
She's not dead yet.
And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I expect her for a taste of nail polish.
For taste indeed. This nail polish is how Vera Mission was poisoned.
At the cuisine, was it? You're well informed in this case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier, maybe you could explain this?
You've been accused again. By him. Again.
Ah, and you agree with this accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'll be delighted.
The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning the defendant Vera Mission. Please testify in the matter of court.
Only to say no polish does not a murder remain. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of sea poison. The meaning of this should be clear. Prosecutor case holds she poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Well, I'm afraid the defense claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the missions. Is that so, Mr. Justice? Very well. Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. I know he poisoned the missions. The question is when he could have done it. Not to mention why. Oh, and this is the last time we get to do this. Whoa.
Gotcha!
That looks creepy. It was you who killed True Mission. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright? Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and little Delo appeared to give me the news. And, let's assume for the sake of argument you saw me being tense. What does it mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was True Mission following nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get at someone's mouth. Oh. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, True Mission was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell in Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poisoned Mr. Misham.
Take that!
I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atticusine was found in the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was a murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. That is all, Your Honor. Order! 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 Poison on the back of the stamp? After Joe Mission was killed, someone paid a visit to his witness cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Mission write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to recall witness Park Bouchel's testimony.
Well, that's the thing, see? After you put the letter in your envelope, Mr. Mission sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, the stamp. So-called postage stamp, end quote.
He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using the stamp.
What are you getting at?
What I'm relying is that this corroborative stamp was in the frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I have somehow manipulated coincidence? He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he could have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier? You shouldn't be seeing through the weak spine bluff right now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Mission would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he has something to say in the first place. I think the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff?
I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph.
Clavier? Honestly, I want to believe you. But the defense was trying to get away with the bluff.
You were, Christoph.
What are you saying? Prosecutor Gavin.
Kid Forehead. What was your accusation again?
Huh?
Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed through mission, yeah? To which my brother responded trustfully. There was no way to know when Mission would use that stamp.
Yes, that's right, which is why he couldn't have been planned.
Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why?
Why could it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is clearly simply that Judo Mission died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence?
Christoph, you try to slip out of the accusation by changing the suspect. If that's not bluffing, what is it?
What are you up to, Clavier?
I could ask you the same question, Christoph.
I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. Well, Mr. Gavin, that's impeccable testimony. Very well. I'll take the claim head on then. Justice. What? You accuse me of True Mission's murder, yes? Allow me to ask you, what possible reasons do I have to kill the painter?
Apollo! Motive! He's talking about a motive!
Indeed. It's hard to see how the attorney could come to kill the painter. Now here's something. Why didn't he bring out the motive in the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. No, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is vital, if not the most vital element of this case. Please consider this making your statement.
I say it's about this vital.
That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice? I'm going through this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Crystal Gab have wanted to kill True Mission?
Take that!
Crystal Gab's motive becomes clear. When you consider why the stand came to True Mission student in the first place, then why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. True Mission has set this first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. The page from the diary, wasn't it? Matthew Grammar's diary? Ah, when Attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence was a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request this forgery be made? That was never proven!
Objection!
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him drunk of that precise victory could have done it? Hey, why was they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This was the first page. And this is the second. Both were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to True Mission by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison calamitous stamp. True Mission drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase everything and anyone with connection to the forgery. To keep them from talking? But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. All that took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within the glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Kid Forehead, do you understand why you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp, and it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill True Mission was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh, how would it go down? I checked through the records from that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began.
Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. He told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung into you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on this case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Was who was Shady Enigma's previous defense attorney? No, this cannot be. But it's all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gabin! Order, order, order! What is the meaning of this? Witness, defendant, former lawyer. Let me begin by denying this.
Objection!
It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gabin, and impossible you prove you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. Holly said that the attempt to prove Phoenix Wright's claim. That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry wouldn't you.
Objection!
Kid Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clamoring. Evidence. Evidence that showed this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier? Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence. Apollo! Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain, not darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proof Christoph Gavin's linked to Drew Misham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Mr. Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can't be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not...
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then, I said we give him a benefit of the doubt. Very well. If you're wrong about this, be prepared for the penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense of injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Whoa. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between the witness and Drew Misham.
Take that!
This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hmm? Hey! That's Daddy's handwriting! Mr. Wright's handwriting? What's the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remember I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't in. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in my possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to cure this bad forgery of it. Well, if it isn't forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in that real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Mr. Gavin's cell, he brought in a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and this consists of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the courts. Evidence based on a video, the man had no authority whatever claims he took. The man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Oh. Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at this moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claims is denied. What? Only natural evidence is permitted in the court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we started taking a detour of our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well. He is a special witness cross-examination.
Objection!
The show's over, but yet this crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years. I'm tired of this whole youthful Angus scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, hey, Christoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you built.
Your reputation as a prosecutor, you're fame with the masses. You could lose at all, Claudia.
Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you?
You amuse me here, Forehead. I couldn't forget who was really important to me if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you? You're right.
This is what? Presenting some evidence?
Might I request to put in cross-examination on hold? The prosecutors would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it?
Unnatural?
Well, you didn't seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment you calling Drew Mission, it was almost as if... Almost as if what? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, it seems only one possible explanation. Almost as if from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence.
Oh, correct.
I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would naturally come up with the forged battery page.
Don't do this, Claudia.
I knew it because you told me, Christoph.
What? What?
It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Christoph? I'll see you in the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing up with you in the first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Do not give him the benefit of his respect. Listen, I want you to call a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Christoph, we were supposed to face each other at that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research in the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have been included in Magda's diary, wouldn't it?
Mr. Gavin?
My, Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Hello! I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramery. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time.
Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for your work. Now go.
To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I left the game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? He dismissed me and went to that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So, the one who requested the forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramery both got what they deserve. You asked Mr. Mission to forge that evidence, so you could win. But then, why were you dismissed as Zach Gramery's attorney? You usually forge evidence as a trap. You fed me information the forgery can make. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him.
You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had to imagine came to pass. Everything went perfectly. He's such an old man. Ha! Ha ha ha!
Incredible. If it wasn't laughing, I'd weep.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Perfectly? You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself.
What are you talking about, Clavier?
Tell me, how did that trial end?
Cancelled when the defendant vanished.
Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living a fear for 7 years.
What? You were afraid your forgery will be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
You know, I've always felt like I was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Turtle sure has being watched, unquote. Don't you wonder why Zach Emery got rubbed out for after 7 years? Or had to come into contact with me?
Wait just a minute. Zach Gregory was seen by this reporter? How was that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years?
Finally. I know this moment was coming. I just didn't think I'd get here so fast. Zach Gregory gone missing for 7 years. Truce's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him!
Right, give it to me.
Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoning in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic. The details don't really matter right now. What matters is the traveler was Zach Gregory.
What is it, Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Did she already know?
Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
This all started 7 years ago. The great magician Matnivy Grammary's death started it. Matnivy Grammary's death instated Zach Grammary the suspect. Who defended Zach in court successfully will be famous beyond doubt. Thinking back, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. True mission. Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had the forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and they'll know nothing but trouble. That's why you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Atticusine. Applied to the Comrade stamp. But luck was on Mr. Mission's side, the bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him from taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Atticusine nail polish, of course. You notice something when you quest a factory. When Mary Mission is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Oh, a nail polish. It was her good luck charm.
She was almost kidnapped once.
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refused to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm when I absolutely had to go outside. Protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client. The one who wanted that note made.
It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she becomes nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. The time bombs were there for 7 years. And then they went off almost simultaneously.
If you're finished,
Can I return to my cell now? I'm not accused of standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we heard? He said. Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction.
what?
Clavier, surely you understand.
We're back to the evidence, the lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the adequacy of the true crew mission's life.
Objection!
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramery. Keep him from talking. I killed no man. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, of whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive.
Objection!
Okay, but why did you kill him? I planned my right to remain silent. Remember, this court does not consider me to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Mission, suspected of the murder of her father. My trial has been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have shared considerably our purpose here. This court serves with the witness. It is defendant Vera Mission who is on trial here. No, but we were doing so well! Apollo! As long as there is no evidence for the accusation against him, this court's interested can't find Vera Mission innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright has spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there is a poison in nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Mission to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought the poison to her lips was you. What? What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. Our brief discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor! Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your father. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Christoph, you're right. That is, if you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation in this courtroom today. This is a trial case of the new judicial system. That's right! Totally forgotten. The juris system! Juris, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed too close off from society. This new system intends an injection of wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could it possibly gain from doing this? They trusted a judicial system of mindless, emotional, marvel, and irrational mouth breathers? Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! This is only room for two in this court, me and the law! Keep this riffraff out! Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. The fact that they're looking is just funnier. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this, of course. Right. 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 Right! Oh, I can feel the rage. I won't accept! I can't accept! This is no court! Law! This law is everything! Law is obsolete! You can't let innocent swine soil your courts! Christoph, it's over. Clavier! The law is obsolete. You cannot be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't obsolete. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem, polishing the gleam through nails and mirror, it is the fruit we receive and passed on when facing our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing as it attracts human beings. Except for you, Christoph, you aren't changing. You're stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I know what law is.
I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to prolong this trial. This begins the trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father. The painter, Drew Misham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed, and we have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurist of the court. For the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. Let me save this real quick. This ends the trial of this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Mira Misham is currently in intensive care. If the decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved were simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. But was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. The panel has been proving each of you to improve your decision. That is all. Please, wait! Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I looked into all your dossiers. None of you are involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your question? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in your case against Mira Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Yeah, see, you get to choose if she's guilty or not guilty. I'll be showing both endings. For now, we'll start with the bittersweet ending first. It's her. And so the verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent, by unanimous decision. The records will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before, or since. He's such a maniac. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 10:30 a.m., the morning after the trial, in the intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Mira Misham opened her eyes. Mira, I'm so glad Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Mira... Hey now, don't just start crying too. I'm sorry you had to see it like this. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you would never bite your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. Looks like that poison has some effect after all. It killed out whatever was holding Vera back in life. I think you pulled through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Ooh, look, it's me! I love it! Thanks! Is that me? You really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. Reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy? Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when I came to visit earlier.
You mean a stack of videos? Mr. Rex finished watching them all?
You know, I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Grammary, after all.
Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, or could he? It's okay, Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
Daddy can.
Oh, and I got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I make your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy, the one who can't play? You know, Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Oh, Trucy?
Yes, Vera?
I was wondering, could you show me to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Objection!
Not loud enough. I like Mr. Magic Underwear better anyway. That's magic panties, Apollo!
So, your memories return?
Mr. Wright, this is all part of your plan too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I lost my memory. I was reborn as Lamore. But you know my true identity, did you not? That is why you choose me as one of your jurors.
Oh, you're thinking to it too much. Besides, there's no guarantee that regaining your memory could make you happy.
Of course, it's a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. And now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you going to tell them?
You do not know?
Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings.
I will go tell them when the time is right. Until then,
Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep my eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet.
Yes?
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets are the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago at Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. Two-faced desiccant to intertwine, and I was there when it crossed. I'll never forget that.
Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore I was away. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle no one died, and I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe, my family. Now, my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, Mr. Wright."
Speaking of miracles, your mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only imagine she is glad as you are.
It is a strange thing, faith. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared.
You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story, for now anyways. I still got a long way to go in this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go, courts of steel, here comes justice.
Objection!
Alright, and with that, that is the end of Apollo Justice. And now, the next stream, we will begin the next game. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. That one will begin next
next week. But after this credits is done, I'll go back to playing again and I'll show you guys what happens if you pick guilty. I would like to say to everybody watching, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm so glad we are done with Apollo Justice. And we'll begin Dual Destinies next week. Or either next week. Yeah. We'll begin Dual Destinies next week. So overall, even though this is a short game with only 4 cases, and people say that this game is kind of bad, I will say the case 2 and 3 are they're kind of eh. I honestly think the 3rd case make little sense, because how can a child kill the grown man, especially with a gun that could cause physical harm with the shooter, with the one who's shooting the gun? Like, that one makes no sense. And case 2, I just don't like that case. Yeah, it's not the least case but yeah. We'll just let the credits roll, and once the credits are done, we'll play a game. We'll play again, and I'll show you guys what happens if you choose guilty. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody watching and supporting me this whole series. Well, we're almost done. After Dual Destinies, we'll have 3 more Ace Attorney games to play. And then after that, I guess we're done with Ace Attorney until the next Ace Attorney 7 comes out, whenever that gets announced. Once Ace Attorney 7 gets announced, I'm definitely going to cover it. But for now, we're still going to continue with Ace Attorney, with Dual Destinies being next, and Spirit of Justice, and then the 2 Dual Destiny, Spirit of Justice, and then the 2 Great Ace Attorney games. And then after that, we're done with the Ace Attorney series.
Look at that, that's a cute drawing. Very cute. And about succession, and you gotta remember to pick. Nope. That will be next week. But yeah, we are finally done with Apollo Justice. Hold on. Before we end the stream, I will show you what happened. Alright. Alright, here's what happens if you choose guilty. And so the verdict was reached on October 9, 2:14 p.m. First verdict under the jury system. A hung jury, the final verdict would have to wait for the following day. But fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera's Mission's condition worsened. She died in her hospital bed. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. One jury's verdict, it's to press guilty. Yep. Basically, she just dies. But yeah! That is it! We're done with Apollo Justice. We will begin Dual Destinies next week. Until then, this is Ron Phoenix signing out. Peace out.